guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, if you saw the title, you know that we are looking at my deck. I call it the Ultimate Deck as a nickname, but you guys at home can decide if it's good or not. So let's just go ahead and get started. So my first card that I put in here is Titanol. I just threw him in here because I needed another card inside my deck because I had 59 cards, so I just put him in. So next we have Poliwag. I put him in here because he's the pre-evolution to Poliwrath. I put Poliwhirl in here because of two things. One, Double Slap can do 100 damage if you land a heads on your coin. And then also he's a pre-evolution to Poliwrath. Here's the card that I've been talking about recently, Poliwrath. I put him in here because of his wake up slap attack, which if anybody if like your opponent's Pokemon has a special condition on it, you can use burn and poison. It does 160 damage. So next we have a Wailmer. So I put him in here because he's the pre-evolution of Wailord. So, yep, here is Wailord. I put him in here because he has 220 HP, and also his attack does 200 at tops. I put Wishy-Washy in here because of his attack, his health, and his ability. So his ability says if he gets attacked by the end of your opponent's turn, he goes straight into if he's still living, he goes straight back into your deck and all the cards attached to it. Next, I have my Cinderace V. I put him in here because three things. One, I just got him inside my last video of my Cinderace V10 unboxing video. Secondly, I put him in here because of his ability, Field Runner, which says if there's a stadium card in play, he has no retreat cost. I mean, if you could tell, he has a really low retreat cost. And then third, it's because of his Crimson Legs attack, which does 140 damage for only 3 energies. So next we have Turtonator. I put him in here because of his Flame Cloak attack. So it says, attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Yeah, and also because of his health. Next, I have the Darmaka. I put him in here because he's the pre-evolution to the next Pokemon that I'm going to show you, Darmanitan. So next Pokemon is Darmanitan. I put him in here because of his HP and his attack, which does 110 damage only for 2 energies, which is a severely amazing attack. Instead of wasting 2 energies on Growlithe, you waste 2 energies to do 30 damage, but this you waste 2 energies to do 10, which can not one hit anything, but it can 2 hit stuff. Next, I have Growlithe because I put him in here because he's the pre-evolution to the Pokemon Arcanine. So next, we have Arcanine. I put him in here because of his ability, Security Guard, which says any attack gets reduced by 30 damage, even if it's a water type attack, which he's weak to. So he's like a survivor. He could take really heavy hits. Next, we have Galarian Stunfisk. I put him in here because of his Snap Trap ability, which says if he gets damage, your opponent has to discard discard, and you can pick what energy to discard from that Pokemon. So let's just say he has a really Pokemon that needs 4 energies, like Wailord. So that could really throw yeah. So next we have Ponward. I put him in here because he's the pre-evolution to Bisharp. So I put Bisharp in here because of his change order ability attack, which does so for each of your benched basic Pokemon, it does 30 more damage. So at tops, it could do 180 damage, which could one hit a lot of things. Like it could one hit some stuff, but not most of the new stuff, because obviously VMAX, it could barely do any damage to VMAX, but like to all the Pokemon before the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion, it could do a lot of damage to stuff like that. Next Pokemon that we have is Stonejourner. I just put him in here because I needed to fill out a spot in my deck. So next we have a Zygarde EX. I put him in here because of his Cellstorm ability. Attack, which says that every single time that you do it, you heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. So next we have Groudon. I put a Groudon in here because I needed because I have a Primal Groudon inside my deck. So next Pokemon that we have is Primal Groudon. I put Primal Groudon in here because of his Giga Volcano. So if there's like a stadium card in play, it says it does 100 more damage, but you have to discard that stadium. Next we have Celebi and Venusaur. So this is the final Pokemon. I put him in here because of his Pollen Hazard attack, which says that if you so it confuse, burns, and poisons your Pokemon or your opponent's attacking Pokemon, which makes it do like 40 damage to itself, all because of confuse, burning, and poison, I think. So, and also that does it for each turn too. So next we have a Great Ball. So I put a lot of these in here because I want to get like good cards for that. So then I have an Energy Retrieval. I need an Energy Retrieval because it powers up. It could power up a bunch of my good cards. I need a lot of energies. So next we have a Lucky Helmet. So I put him in here because I obviously need to draw a bunch of cards to get like the good cards and the energies. So yeah, so if you attach it to a Pokemon, like let's just say like Primal Groudon, So if it gets attacked, you get to draw 2 cards. Even if it's like a weak attack, like 10 damage. Put a Rotom Dex in here because you can count your prize cards, and then you shuffle all your prize cards into your deck and replace all those prize cards with new cards. So I already have it. I have another Great Ball, another Lucky Helmet. I put a Team Yell Grunt in here because let's just say like your opponent has like a Wailord in play. So because of that, like let's just say they have like 4 energies and they're about to attack your Pokemon. So like you could just discard an energy from that bounce the energy from their deck and from that Pokemon to their hand. So next we have Shauna. So let's just say like I have a really bad hand, like a bunch of basic Pokemon and like EXs, GXs, and that Cinderace V. So let's just say like I don't have any of those. So I would just put my hand into my deck and draw 2 cards. Draw 5 cards. Next we have Red's Challenge. So it says you can play this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. So and then you could pick any Pokemon, which is really good. Like if you need like a V or tag teams to get so then you can get your revenge on your opposing player. Next we have a Stevan. So I put him in here because I need like supporters and also basic energies to power up Pokemon. So next we have the Peking Red card. I put it in here because obviously, like let's just say like your opponent has like a VMAX, EX tag team, Megas. Let's just say they have one of those inside your hand, so they reveal your hand, and you get to discard one of their cards from their hand, like VMAX, I guess. So next we have a Whitney. I put her in here because you get to draw 2 cards. So next I put a Samson Oak. So I put him in here because it says you draw 2 cards, and if both of those cards are the same type as your card that you played, you draw 2 cards again. So next I have a Brock Grit. So let's just say somebody knocked out like your V and tag team, you have 1 prize card remaining. So you can just basically resurrect those Pokemon and put it back inside your deck. So next I have a Howl. I put him in here because I need to draw 3 cards. And Tino is basically the same exact thing as Howl. I put Kiawe in here because I need to power up my fire types, because as you can tell, I put a lot of fire types inside my deck because I love fire types. So I put Olivia in here because I could search my deck for a GX Pokemon. So, and like my tag team, like my 1 GX that I put in here. So next I have a Sightseer. It says you could discard any cards from your hand, and then you could draw enough cards so then you can get 5. Put a Sabrina Justin in here because let's just say so it says you could mimic a opponent's what's it called? Oh yeah, it's supporter card from their hand and use it as this card. So let's just say they have Pokemon Fan Club, so they so then you could search your deck for supporters. I mean, not supporters, for 2 basics, and put it on your bench. So let's just say I search for Celebi and Venusaur and Cinderace V, so that will help a lot. Next I put Scorched Earth, so just in case so fire type Pokemon, mainly fire and fighting types, have a lot of a high retreat cost. So if you attach fire fighting energy to them, they have no retreat cost. Also Cinderace V's ability says that if you're what's it called? Oh yeah, if there's a stadium card in play, you get to yeah, sorry about my dog, but she's just barking, if you could hear that. So now I have 2 fighting energies, 2 grass energies. So I have 4 water energies, 5 fire energies, 2 steel energies, 1 aurora energy. So it says let's just say I don't have enough energy to power up let's just say Wailord. So I just attach that to Wailord, and then each turn you get 1 energy of the exact type that you need, which is good. Basically a soft reboot of the rainbow energy. So now we have triple acceleration energy, which says that it could be used as 3 energies of any type, which is good. Then I have double colorless energy, which is really old. So I put it in here because it's basically just triple acceleration energy, but it's basically just the just instead of 3 you put 2. So that was my take on my deck. So hopefully you guys liked my deck review. So if you did, you guys could please like and subscribe for content like this, and then maybe if I get up to this video gets up to 10 likes or 20 likes, because I just started on my YouTube channel last week or something, I will open up a Rillaboom and Inteleon tin. So until then, guys, I will see you guys later. Bye.